I plan to. Okay, how do I say this? I was planning on spending the weeks before I started the recording, just refreshing my knowledge on X8, but as you can tell, I got distracted. With Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all things. eh. Don't worry. I have decided long before I'm not gonna try and replicate the story of X8 one to one. Because at that point, you just go watch X8. Now, I will get things wrong in this video. I will admit that, but I'm hoping that this could be a fun time. And I have been putting this video off for a long time because I kept getting distracted with other requests, other things. And I just didn't want to feel like I was leading those who were waiting for this for a while now. Now, how I'm gonna structure this is similar to this fanfic I built. Fanfic I read. A Kamen Rider build one. I'm not gonna replicate it exactly because it never got it never got any updates. So there will be things that aren't gonna happen. This is the longest time before I introduce myself. Anyways, hey everyone, Phantom here from Phantom Reaper VA. And today is What If Deku Was Kamen Rider X8. Now if any of you were aware, around a week and a few days ago, no wait, 2 weeks ago, I ended up posting an image that would be hinting at that the next What If would be Kamen Rider X8. Actually, no, I literally just said it. So yeah, we're doing it. Now, unfortunately, for all of us, because I have the attention span of a goldfish, my plans on refreshing my knowledge on X8 went down the drain because Yu-Gi-Oh! Of all things. Yeah. But if you guys want me to do some what ifs that involve Yu-Gi-Oh, you could just let me know. I've watched the series up to Zexal, and I'm familiar with Arc V's plot. Vrains, I'm sort of understand. And I'm not touching 7 or Go Rush. No, I refuse. Anyways, before we begin, here are the rules. 1. Izuku will be the only MHA character who will become a Kamen Rider. There will be returning characters, actually, from X8. Granted, their personalities might differ, and I do apologize for that. Next, Izuku will actually have the Bugster virus, but it would have been mistaken for a quirk early on. As such, he will get Paruto. That's right, he's gonna be here, and we're not gonna do Paruto's character development because he's already gone through that. So he'll be an ally most of the time, so we won't be having Kamen Rider Paradox joining in anytime soon. And 3. Bugsters can only be destroyed via Kamen Riders. And also, level 1 is required to safely defeat a Bugster Union, if I remember that name correctly, in order to make sure the patient isn't harmed. Afterwards, the Bugster can be beaten with level 2 or above. And how I'm gonna actually have Midoriya get the new Geshat upgrades? I'm planning on having it be something he gets over time. And as for... Oh, and one more thing. Anytime he activates the X8 driver, game prompts from that gadget he uses will appear. There won't be any of those game zones if I remember correctly. So I'm kind of following the rules of my If Only I Wasn't Late fanfic, which I actually am nearly done chapter 7. I worked on it a few weeks ago. But yeah, this intro's way too long, and once again, I apologize for this not being up to anyone's standards or if I get anything wrong. Like I said, I ain't perfect. And neither is this channel, but that's kind of the beauty in it all. Despite its imperfection, it's still a fun time. Now, let's hope I do a good job here. Anyways, let's start off with the classic line. Emu! Our story begins not in Japan. No, not this time. It begins in a place that shouldn't exist yet does. A giant floated island. I don't think they ever explained how Island worked. Probably did, but I forgot. Now, why are we here exactly? Well, let us take a trip to the medical ward. And there we will see a young man, or rather a young child, in a hospital bed, surrounded by various machines. That child's name is Izuku Midoriya. And the circumstances of how he got in this situation is intense to say the least. See, it was supposed to be a great day. He would get to find out what his quirk was. Something that is worshipped in this world. But something happened. It's unknown at this moment what was going on with Midoriya, but he was ill. And it was something not seen before. Doctors in Japan weren't able to find out a solution, and it was concerning, because the data they were getting, oh boy. And so it eventually fell on to Island, where some of the scientists believed this might be a quirk, or some sort of new evolution. But it wasn't, just in the simplest way. When Izuku's mother Inko got word from the heads of Island that they were willing to take them both in and possibly find a treatment, she was reluctant but agreed. Her priority was her child, after all. And so Midoriya's life from that day on was being in this hospital. Rest. Just let the doctors do their thing. It was strange. Of course, Midoriya was lonely. He had to leave his supposed best friend Kachan, or former best friend. The words said over the phone were not the ones he wanted to hear. And it was quite lonely. But he ended up meeting a young girl by accident one day when he just went to use the bathroom. That ended up being the daughter of David Shield, Melissa Shield. And Midoriya, ever the fan of All Might, the symbol of peace, ended up in a muttering storm. And the young Melissa mistakenly thought she was being challenged to a muttering battle. Needless to say, people thought there was someone trying to summon a Cthulhu or something. The two ended up becoming quite good friends. Melissa would often act as the older sibling, because she's technically third year, right? And mostly because Midoriya was sick most of the time. And Midoriya didn't even care she was quirkless. Just glad to have someone as a friend. And there was another person who he got along with as well, who wasn't connected to the Shield family. David Shield's assistant, Sam. He was a sort of grandpa figure to the young boy. He actually brought him in an old game console one day, a Game Boy Advance, to help him take his mind off things. And he absolutely enjoyed it. There were a few games such as Pokemon, Final Fantasy, and of course, the greatest game of them all, Mario and Luigi's Saga, you know the one. And it was just one of these days when something odd happened. This fight is difficult. How am I supposed to be his Dragonite? You want to use an ice type for those. Oh, thanks. Quickly, Midoriya turned and saw a man. Well, someone who looked like he just became an adult. At first, Midoriya thought this was a doctor. But then he realized, what kind of doctor wears pants like that? With polka dots? Uh, who are you? Oh, pardon me. I'm Parado. I just noticed you were struggling with your game, and I figured I might give you some advice. Uh, thank you? No worries. Now that I think about it, what's a child doing in a place like this? Well, I'm sick with something. Hmm? It's unknown what it is, but they say it's really bad. Uh, do you mind if I ask you a question? Okay. Uh, what year is it? 'Cause I kind of forgot. And, insert the year that MHA takes place in. It's been that long?! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, calm down, Pardo. Calm down. Alright, just relax. You're still here? Check. Oh, wait, no, I separated from Emu long ago. He's gone now. Oh, at least the Bugster virus isn't a thing anymore. Bugster... what? Oh, shoot, I forgot there was a kid. Okay. Well... where do I begin? God, this is gonna be difficult. Did you get hit by a quirk? What's a quirk? Oh, these things that give people powers and stuff. No. Did quirks exist long before? But what if... listen, kid. The moment Pardo touches him, he senses something. No, it's still here? Kid, did they ever tell you what these symptoms do to you? No. At this rate, you should have turned into one. Wait a minute. Am I going through the same thing I did with Emu? Wow. Wow, it's like I'm supposed to be... I don't even know at this point. Okay, kid. Izuku Midoriya. Alright, Midoriya. You have the Bugster virus. Look, I'm one myself, but that's a whole nother story for another time, but... okay, how do I summarize this to a 5-year-old? Computer virus that can affect people. I've been hacked! But that's your first response, not, are you crazy? I live in a world where dragons exist. Okay, that actually sounds pretty cool. Yeah, there's also heroes. Oh? Well, do tell. Well, heroes have to stop villains who use their quirk for evils. I want to be a hero like All Might one day, but they think my quirk is causing me to be sick. Well, I can tell you that it's not that's causing you to be sick. You have the Bugster virus. But it shouldn't be here anymore. It should have been eliminated. What do you mean? Well, let me give you a brief history lesson. Back in the can't remember I'm still kind of in the daze. There was an Bugster epidemic. It basically was when a lot of people became infected by this virus and became, well, transformed into a Bugster union. if they had it for a long time. Shouldn't it have been recorded? Should have, but something must have erased it. But there were a group of doctors who were able to fight these creatures. They were also Kamen Riders. Eh? Master Riders who have these belts that allow them to transform. That, so quirks before quirks? They must have had some kind of power. No. Most of them were ordinary people like you, or other ordinary people I can't really count myself in. Oh. And eventually the Bugster virus was eliminated. And after that, it's kind of blank for me. Do you think I could be a hero? Well, you have the Bugster virus. So that's a no? What do you mean? You need it to transform into the Game Riders. What? Did I forget to mention that the riders who fought the Bugsters used the power of video games? That's cool. It is. Granted, they use gas shots, which were made by a specific person. Thankfully, I kind of remember how the process to make one is. Unfortunately, I don't have the resources or the mind necessary. Well, we're on Island. Island? Oh, a giant floating island. You guys have floating islands, yet you don't have spaceships yet? You do have spaceships, right? No. Oh man, I want to go shoot meteors or something. Well, I'm on a floating island. How does that help? Oh, it's filled with one of the brightest minds of our generation. Huh. Okay. Well, this could be a start of a great new adventure for me. Or a new experience. So let me ask you something. Are you ready? Maybe? Oh, good. You should be fine as long as I merge into you. Wait, what? And just then, Pardo merged with Midoriya. Uh, eh? Don't worry. Well, anywho, we should. We should probably finish your game. Oh, right. And so, this was the start of the brothership between Paruto and Izuku. For a few weeks, Midoriya kept Paruto a secret. Mainly because he didn't know how people would react to this. Eventually, however, the doctors noticed his condition was getting better. And when asked by David Shield did something happen, that's when he decided to finally reveal Pardo. And let's just say both Inko and David went through a few bottles of wine afterwards to deal with that headache. And of course, Melissa was also told. And she was really eager to help her best friend, so she said she'd make the gashets. Problem is, it was mostly Koden. Well, that hasn't stopped a shield before. And while Midoriya's condition was getting better, he still needed to stay in bed most of the times. Thankfully, with Parado around, the two of them could play video games. And they often enjoyed talking. Specifically, Izuku enjoyed listening to Parado's stories about his journey with Emu. And Midoriya respected the Emu a lot while hearing those stories. What he didn't really understand was, why did he avoid talking about one specific person? And so the years on Island would fly by. Now maybe they would have kicked they would have had the Midoriyas leave after confirming he was okay, but David Shield decided to give them permanent residence. He was also grown curious about this. And of course, while Midoriya was getting better, he had an unlikely encounter with All Might. All Might was visiting and heard about a kid who was sick from his cousin. No, wait, no. From his so called niece, Melissa, and visited. He used to say a lot of tears and happiness was spread. And All Might would visit whenever he got the chance to. Because Midoriya reminded him a lot about how he was when he was young. Of course, one day he ended up seeing Pardo, and thinking Midoriya was a danger, he decided to do a United States smash without thinking. But thankfully, the misunderstanding was cleared. Soon, after many years and many errors, Melissa Shield had finally made it. Fine. uh, Melissa, are you okay? Please don't be like Kuruto. Please don't be like Kuruto. Please don't be like Kuruto. I finally made it! Years of programming errors. This should work. Oh my god, she's becoming like him. Who? You don't need to know. Quick! Whatever you do, do not let them become a god. I need sleep. You should probably take it. Yeah. You got Mighty Action X. Well, I thought it would be appropriate. Game start! Okay, first off, apologies for kind of rushing at the end. Just, that part was going on for a long time. Now we return, but not to our island. A surprise this time. We cut to a plane. More specifically, a private jet. There we see All Might, who is powered down. Inko and Izuku, and Melissa, and David Shield, who's also joining. Midoriya, however, is focused on other things, such as the conversation he had earlier. Flashback. Attend UA? I haven't really thought about attending hero schools all my... Midoriya, please. I thought I told you to call me Yagi while I'm in this form. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. It's just, you're my idol, and it's just hard to get used to that fact. I still can't believe you had such an injury like that. Well, yes. It would have been better if I rested sooner, but... You know me. I'm quite stubborn, You and me both. But back to that question, I haven't really been thinking about attending a hero school. I guess I've just been caught up in the moments, and I guess I don't really know. Well, if UA isn't up to your standards, I'll help you get into any hero school you wish. Thanks, but if I were to get into one, I want to get in with my own skill. Wise words. Still, do you think the world will be okay if you have to retire? What brought up that question? All Might. You're in your 50s if I'm correct. Damn it! How did he know? Quick, All Might, think of an excuse, think of an excuse. Uh, my name is Malik. What? I'm sorry, I found this series and I kind of got hooked. Regardless, I can't help it. When I see someone in danger, your body moves on your own. You've told me that many times. Huh. I guess I am starting to sound like a broken record at this point. But still, it is an option. If being a hero isn't what you desire to be, I won't force you. The UA also has a support course and a general course. Hmm. It's not that I don't want to be a hero, it's just I guess I'm lacking that drive. Hmm. The drive to help? The drive to rush into danger? I mean, I would do, but I just sort of feel empty. I guess just not interacting with the world of heroes for a long time has that kind of effect. Hmm. Well, I hope your spark reignites. But needless to say, it might be nice to come back home to Japan. Has things been okay there? To be honest, young Midoriya, I still fear he might be out there. I'm worried. But I can only hope that the next generation can prevent him from rising up again. Yeah. Why don't you ask Melissa if she wants to come? Hmm. I don't suppose why not. And, young Midoriya. Hmm? Thank you again for unintentionally discovering my secrets and blabbering about it. It makes it easier to know that I don't have to keep so many secrets. Putting your trust in a person is one of the greatest things you can do for that person. Granted, David was a bit angry. Midoriya shuddered at the thought that nearly became a full-on megalomaniac after hearing all this, and nearly decided to make an army of Gundams. Melissa had to ban her father from watching any robot movies. It was weird to see that, but also funny. End of flashback. Soon our unlikely group would arrive back in Japan. And to ensure Melissa's safety, David purchased a house in a private area, which was quite secure, due to it being a common place where many high-profile people live. He did have to go back to Island soon. He was just there to help make sure Melissa was settled in. And when they got there, it was a quite nice house. Cozy, to say the least. There was a bunch of rooms, kitchen, the house stuff, and a basement filled with a lot of lab equipment. This caused Melissa and Zuko and Pardo, and everyone else, to give David a side glance. And soon, everyone would get settled in. And meanwhile, Melissa and Zuko are in the lab basement. This is good equipment. Yep, time for the worst part about all this. The manual. It's not that bad. You read game manuals. I have to read equipment manuals. There is a difference, Midoriya. You know, she's got a point. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. We should test out the Gatchat and see if it works. Yeah. I just hope this one works. I am nearly this close to becoming a god. Due to this insanity. Can you not? Anyways, we have the Gatchat driver. Check. Mighty Action X? Check. A glass of water? I'm thirsty. Oh, will this bottled water do? Eh, toss it over. Thank you. Now we can begin. Izuku, honey! Yes, Mom? Could you go to the store and pick up some things? Nothing too much, just enough to make some celebratory dinner. Okay. Sorry guys, I gotta go. See ya! Oh, that's my cue to find some video games. See ya, Shield. See ya, Pardo. Wait a minute, did he take the belt with him? And we cut to Midoriya, who was making his way to the store that they passed by on their way to the house. It's weird being back in Japan, to say the least. Sure, he spent most of his life on Island, but Japan was where he was born. Japan was where he was. But he didn't focus on that now. Right now, he was going to the store and doing some shopping. But then he heard something. Quickly, not wasting a second, Midoriya's feet moved on his own as he ran to the source. There he saw a man in the hospital gown. Excuse me, are you okay? Sorry, wake it. I don't know what's wrong with me, but... Oh god, that hurt my head so much. Midoriya takes a step back. Make that several. Cause all of a sudden, an orange biomass begins surrounding this person. And eventually it formed into like a golem-like structure. Wait a minute. Quickly, Midoriya takes out his phone and turns on video call. Oh, but before he does, the golem tries to launch a punch on him. Achoo! Okay, come on, pick up. Meanwhile, back at the new Midoriya residence. This movie sucks. Oh, come on, it's not bad. It is. Oh. Hello? Help! Midoriya, what's going on? Are you in a villain attack? Villain attack? Pardo, does this thing look familiar? Midoriya says as he raises his phone behind him, and there they see a gold. That's a Bugster Union. How? I don't know. A hospital guy grabbed. How? Midoriya, listen to me. Use the gas jet and henshin. Wait, but we haven't tested. I don't have any choice, Melissa. Alright, but promise me you'll stick to level 1 if you don't want to injure that guy. Alright. With that, Midoriya quickly does a slide tackle underneath the golem before he turns and equips the belt.
Mighty Action X!
Henshin!
Gashato! Let's game! Make the game! What's the game? What's your name? I'm a Kamen Rider!
It works. It does. Although I kind of wish we could see it. All that smoke is causing the problem. And soon their wish would be granted. The smoke dissipates. And waiting there. Their excitement... Is that a goddamn chibi? What? What? Melissa, is this some kind of joke? I followed all the instructions properly. I've been waiting for years for this. And this joke was worth it. Kind of wish I wasn't in this situation, but oh my god, this is hilarious. Bardo, explain to me why he looks like that. Come on, it's to make sure you can extract the person safely. Oh. You didn't know? I just followed his instructions. I've got insane code and instincts. Alright, you should get a hammer or that can turn into a sword, so good luck, Midoriya. I'm coming there to help you. Wait, what? Before he can process it, the golem tries to launch another punch at him. Ah! Ah! It's game objects. Like what he told. What he means by this is he was launched and landed on a choco block. Wait, that means I should have punched it! Luckily for Midoriya, he landed a stomp on the golem, causing it to tumble a bit. But this only caused it to get more angrier and start slamming the grounds. And just trying to cause quakes and stuff. I got strength up. Let's do this. And with that, the fight begins, and it's kind of similar to the fight between Emu and the Bugster Union, but I'm gonna do my best to describe it. Quickly, Midoriya rushes at him, holding his hammer, wailing it around like a madman. He didn't really get much combat training, just some exercises from All Might. The golem just tries to punch him, but he uses this to jump over this, and just stomp its hand to try and get rid of one problem at least. And he begins hitting it with the hammer, like causing quakes while he's at it. And the golem is not having it. He tries to punch him again, but he parries it back into the golem's face. This time it tries a new strategy. It jumps. This successfully unlodges its fist and kind of causes Midoriya to be sent flying back and tumble down a few stairs. Before he can tumble down any further, Parda arrives. Parda? Looks like I made it. Huh. This is like the first one Emma faced. Anyway, get as many power-ups as you can. Don't you mean energy? We are on a strict time limit, young man. Alright. I'm going back in. It's so funny watching this. And with that, round 2 between Blob of Biomass Virus and Chibi Mascot begins. This time Midoriya breaks more Choco Box to get some more items. He gets 2 strength ups and a high jump out of them. Okay, I got it. He begins just jumping around and just hitting the golem at, like, counter-attacking. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. And it proves effective. But then it tries to roll. Or at least spin its arms around like razor blades. This thing isn't going down. Hey! Activate the finisher! What? Just press the 2 buttons or something. And with that, Midoriya activates the finisher. The Gashicon Breaker. Now, as you know, this finisher tends to get more powerful with strength ups. Alright, I don't know if this is one chance or not, but I'm gonna make it work. Ah! Damn voice crack. And with that, Midoriya charges into battle. And the golem launches out its fist again. But Midoriya jumps over them. Pure instinct guided him as he connects with the hammer and slams it into a billion pieces. Good job out there, but it's not over. What do you mean? Uh, you just beat phase 1. Phase 2 is now in action. X8 turns to see a bunch of humanoid creatures, most likely the Bugsters. And there he sees some crab burger thing wearing a top hat. The salty Bugster. But before he can do anything, they all just explode. Is that normal? Is that supposed to happen? No. It's almost like someone just defeated them. Huh. Midoriya just looks up for a bit, but then just notices something in the corner. Some figure. But as soon as he saw it, it just disappeared. Okay, I'm definitely stressed. Well, at least we know it works. Level 1 at least. Yeah. Hey, since you're here, do you mind helping me with the shopping? I'd love to, but I gotta... Actually, I'll go with you. Great. Yay, I'm definitely not trying to avoid being choked again. And with that, they leave. To get the shopping, like I said. But Midoriya... But before that, they call the police and let them know there was a collapsed man. But they leave, so there wouldn't be any answers. But this gives Midoriya the answer he needs. If there's Bugsters out there, if there are people who are hurt, I'm just gonna rush her regardless. Being a hero might be what I want to do. I'm so lost right now. 10 months. 10 months Midoriya had before the UA entrance exam. When he recounted what he and Parado experienced to the others, they were quite concerned. This is a 100-year-old virus they're dealing with. And worst off, no one has kept anything around, like treatment tools or something. The only thing they have is X8. With that, Midoriya decided to just go to UA and try out the hero course if he gets in. He just hopes he doesn't run into him. But I digress. But he knows one important thing. He sucks at fighting. That fight against the Bugster Union was just instincts and just pure adrenaline. That won't do for the next one. So he asked All Might, was there anyone who he knew who could teach him how to fight? All Might was reluctant, but eventually called Torino. And the first impressions of Torino was he liked drop kicking people. But he was an effective combat teacher. Midoriya did remember all the times Parado described how Riders seemed to really have powerful kicks. So he tried to incorporate that along with the weapon he has. Meanwhile, Melissa was working on an upgrades, but she took a 7-month break after that whole fiasco. with the Mighty Action X. So yeah. One thing Midoriya, I give you that. Midoriya did not look forward to was having to study for the written exam. It didn't help that he was quite behind on certain subjects due to the constant hospitals and all that. It was also hard for him to focus when he was distracted with other things. But soon the day would roll around. The UA entrance exam, not the recommendation one, no. Midoriya wants to get in with skill, not nepotism. Thank you very much. And like certain people. And he ended up arriving early, so he ended up getting uh his seat. He ended up waiting for when the written exam would start. He scoured the room and looked to see if there was anyone he recognized. He ended up seeing a familiar pomegranate, but he was indifferent to him at this point. The exam was difficult, but thankfully, Pardo sneakily decided to help him. Yeah, they cheated. What are you gonna do? Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. And soon it would be time for Presentation Michael to take stage, where he would explain the rules of the entrance exam. Of course, a blue-headed boy, who was so stiff he needs a forklift, interrupted him, asking him about the Fort Robot, despite the fact he was gonna get to it. He does not look like a fun guy, Midoriya thought. And soon they would make their way to the arenas. Midoriya had registered the gas chat driver and the Mighty Axe and X gas chat as support items. Due to the fact he was quirkless, he was allowed these, because there was still a stigma that quirkless people were delicate. Yeah, until they start breaking the fabric of reality. And then Midoriya saw some girl who looked a bit distressed. So he decided, I'll go see what's bothering her. As he's doing so, he felt a hand on his shoulder. What do you think you're doing? Trying to sabotage our fellow examinees? Where are you going? Get back here! I am not done lecturing you! Hey. Are you okay? Oh, I guess I'm just really nervous about this exam. Fighting robots? I never expected this. As I said before, if you would stop moving, then let me lecture you! Friend of yours? Hmm? No, he's a stick in the mud. How dare you! You. Do you not know who I am? I am blah 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 blah. Anyways, don't worry too much. That ends up just making you make mistakes more easily. Oh, that's some good advice. It's basic advice. Anyways, I'm gonna go and get ready. See ya. And that other thing, where'd he go? He's a magician. I will find you, magic magician, and I will give you the lecture and reprimand that you deserve. Suddenly, the exam room. Many interesting students this year, don't you think, everyone? The one who was speaking was Nezu, a talking mouse. Or is he a dog? Or is he a bear? More importantly, he's the insane principal of UA. Indeed. Although it's gonna be my first year teaching, I am thankful you all let me in here. I would have just kicked you out. Hush now, Aizawa. Keep your head straight in your pants. Save it for present mic later. I regret letting you be near an memory. And I regret giving you a paycheck. Now, I know it's too early to ask, but is there anyone catching your eye? Not really, but I am excited to see what young Midoriya can do. Oh, a student of yours? Someone I met while on I Island.
Mighty Action X!
Henshin!
Gashato! Let's game! Make the game! What's your game? What's your name? I'm a Kamen Rider!
Everyone turns to the screen and there they see Midoriya transform into level 1. He can transform into a chibi? Nezu, I want him in. Otherwise I'm blowing up everyone's eardrums. You don't have to tell me twice. I want him in. He looks so adorable. That's some impressive tech. I like him. Let him in. Let him in. Let him in. Are you guys disregarding this exam? Oh, like how you do those quirk assessment tests. Yet expel everyone and then re-enroll them to give them a taste of death. Nezu, why are you angry? I had to deal with 700 lawsuits last week. All because of you. I'm a little stressed. And I haven't had my good brand of tea. But I do admit, I do find this adorable. So what can he do? Increase marketing? Last time I saw him fight with that, which was months ago, it ended up with a crater. And several explosions. We don't know how the explosions happened, but I have a feeling it might have something to do with it. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Good! Good! Why am I so mean to Aizawa right now? I blame those Aizawa bash fix. And so, President Mike decided to do the countdown, and the exam began. And Midoriya was the first one to rush in. Some people complained, but he knew that Paruto knew that President Mike knew that he gave a hint that there was no countdown. Paruto had enjoyed puzzle games. He's a connoisseur of them. So President Mike goes, "What you all doing standing around? There's no countdown when the villain attacks." Why did he sound like Sonic? Hey, I'm Sonic! Chili dogs! Alright, I'm getting distracted. And so everyone began rushing in. Some people were still kind of in the daze after that whole man to chibi. And it was kind of hilarious to see the chibi just rushed in. It was kind of adorable. But if there's one thing that level 1 is, it's deceptive. Because he was quite mobile. That training with Gran Torino does that to a person. And so, fighting against the villain points, 1 and 2, was easy. The 3-pointers had a lot more armor, but a good use of blunt force helped out. Blunt force trauma really does solve a lot of problems. That's a joke. That's a joke. It's not real, okay? No. Just in case YouTube tries to take me down. And so this exam when it goes canon, but Midoriya has taken a lot more names. He came here to kick ass and eat pizza. And he doesn't have any pizza. I really gotta stop talking about food. I'm getting hungry. And back at the observation deck. Oh, you're quiet now, Aizawa. Do you regret your choices? Do you regret standing against me? I shall probably not drink any more Irish coffee. I don't know why that was a good idea. I want him in my class. Oh no, you and Vlad both have to do the same process. Vlad, you get first picks. Yes! That's unfair. Oh, you think life's unfair? Deal with it, I'm drunk! Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that on the spot. Deal with it, if I ever make merchandise, that's a t-shirt. Someone remind me to make that a t-shirt. Now, anyone else catch your eyes? Hmm? Oh my, why do you look so serious? That boy. What's his name? Ah! Yes, Katsuki Bakugo. Perfect record, yada yada, order and high, so I know it's BS. When would I learn? I'm familiar with him. You know this guy? Aizawa asks, surprised. All Might of all people knows someone like this or is associated? No, Midoriya does. I remember him talking about their last conversation. It was not a pleasant one. Their friendship died that day. And as I can see now, he's only gotten worse. Unfortunately, he has a lot of villain points. Unlike our favorite Chibi. Look at him go. A bunch of rescue points and villain points. Wait a minute. Don't try and steal my adoptive son figure from me. I'll do what I want, alright. I am the rat god. Why am I more insane than usual? Now, release the 0 pointer, my slaves. Nezu, you're the one with the button. Excellent. Okay, we're taking away that Irish. okay, I'm This is what improvising gets me. Anyways, back at the exam center. Alright, so how many points is that? I'd say around 350. It's just 16-7. Midoriya then crushed the 2-pointer beneath him. Make that 69. Nice. I really should not give you access to the internet. Yeah, what can you do? Anyways, let's go find some more robots. We probably have enough as it is, but never hurts to be too prepared. Right. Let's. Just then, the ground begins shaking. Ugh! Is there an earthquake? Has the rupture begun? Dude, what are you talking about? It's a giant fucking robot! They have giant robots here? Okay, this school's pretty cool sometimes. And just then... RUN! It's Godzilla! That's a giant robot, you idiot, but good idea! RUN! And with that, everyone begins running. That guy, that girl, that guy, David from accountant. Why is he here? We don't know. And Midoriya and Pardo were thinking of leaving, but they also half wanted to beat up the giant robot, when they heard someone scream for help. Help! Help, I'm stuck! And with that, Midoriya turns to see the girl he encountered stuck underneath rubble. Damn it, I'm not gonna reach it in time. Then level up, you idiot! What? Flick the lever open. Alright.
Level up! Mighty jump, mighty kick, mighty action! X!
And with that flick, the armor bursts open, removing the clunkiness and replacing it with sleekness. Here he is. Level 2. Kamen Rider X8. Oh. This is a lot of pink. Who doesn't like it? It's iconic. Now, we could use a hammer to destroy that thing, or switches the capture breaker to sword blade mode. we can split it wide open. This will be a good time for you all to play Rules of Nature. With that, Midoriya begins running towards the 0-pointer. The people who were close to him while they were running, who saw his transformation, were confused upon seeing him charge at it. But one Tenyi knew better. The magician is gonna perform more magic. I'm actually kind of excited. With that, hold on, sorry. With that, he begins charging forward. The 0-pointer detects him with its signatures and lifts one of its arms to try and rush him. But unknowingly, people think he got crushed. It's actually, God, sorry, that was a mess. And what I'm trying to say is, it looks like he got crushed, but in actuality, he's using his sword to hold it up, because he grabbed some strength power-ups on his way here. He then jumps on its arm and begins dragging the sword through it, trying to cut it open. The 0-pointer, seeing this, tries to slam him with one of his hands. But he just jumps up and then activates the finisher. I'm not playing the sound effect. And then splits it in half with one slash. Yes, split it wide open. I made a bet with one of the teachers back then that no one would have been crazy enough or get the reference of why I made the 0-pointer. Basically made a bet to see if someone would try and split the robot in half with a sword. Oh! It seems like you rescued someone. 50 points to Azuka Midoriya, because he got the reference. And with that, the 0-pointer explodes. And Midoriya successfully realized he has fallen, but is able to land on his feet. Well, he would, but this person he saved, who we later learn is a Choco Raka, used her quirk to reduce his gravity. And after seeing if she was okay, along with Recovery Girl, who he gave his thanks for her hard work, which made her happy, because usually they go, thank you and leave. And he did that, but he made sure to express his gratitude. And later on, the next day, All Might shows up with the principal himself, telling him that he got into the hero course. And when Midoriya asks why is he getting his results this early, you figured out the reference to the 0-pointer. You'll get your information early. Oh, and don't worry. Your friend Melissa's shield is actually being given access to our equipment anyway if yours is not sufficient. Though I would like you to tell me more information regarding, you know. And with that, a new person joins the circle. Principal Nezu.
Game start!
Okay, I'm gonna have to keep this part short because my throat really hurts, so... But I want to finish this. It's been 2 weeks, at least, Midoriya thinks, during his time at UA. He was in Class 1B, and while the girl and the blue-haired boy he met at the entrance exam weren't there, the friends there he met were alright. For now, he just kept to himself, not really socializing. Though Monoma was quite passionate, although he seemed to be giving Pardo some sort of PTSD. And things were peaceful. They were gonna have a heroics class, but apparently All Might accidentally took the wrong lecture notes and there ended up being an accident where one of the students used a high-grade explosive indoors. The support equipment was confiscated because it was not legal. So thankfully, there was no explosions with Class 1B. Unless Midoriya started kicking explosions. I keep forgetting to call him X8. I'm really sorry. Of course, his class really did like his armor. Iwasa, who was a big video game fan, liked the whole video game thing. The two actually got along quite well. Everyone else in Midoriya just interacted. Pony stuck around with him a lot when her other friend wasn't around because he was the only other person who spoke English. Which made her relieved because she was not very good with her Japanese. And soon there would be a joint rescue exercise at the USJ. I will stop singing that song. Why can't I stop singing? Ugh. Sorry about that. Everyone got in their costumes and in their respective buses. Class 1B would arrive later because they needed time to prepare and all that stuff. Aizawa just dragged everyone because he was like, "You don't have time to waste. You're gonna become child soldiers and you don't know it. So might as well make your good ones." And on the bus ride, everyone was just chatting, talking. Midoriya, or in this case, X8, there, I remember to say it, was just thinking. Just about how that explosion, the one with the Bugsters, it felt like someone else just fought it but left. Midoriya? Hmm? What do you need, Kendo? Oh, we were just chatting and I was wondering, you don't really talk much about yourself, do you? I guess not. Sorry, I hadn't really had much interactions ever since I Island. Wow, you're on I Island? Yeah, I can't disclose the reasons. Medical and all that. Oh, it must have been cool there. It was kind of lonely, but I had friends and family. I even met All Might there. That does sound like a good time. No, I do have to ask. Your equipment and your costume. It's unique. Oh, it was developed. I'm the only one who can technically use it due to my unique circumstance. But in this form, I am not Midoriya. I am, stands up on this chair, Kamen Rider X-Side! Midoriya, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but please don't stand up. Sorry. Got excited. Well, I think it's quite nice. Being able to do something regardless of what you can do. Does that make sense? No, but I'll say it anyway. Ha ha ha! Anyway, I wonder why Pardo thinks this guy triggers his PTSD. Well, he's with Nezu at the moment. Meanwhile, with Nezu. You may have taken my rook, but you're fool. The rook is the worst piece. And I hate this one particularly because it spilt my tea. And now you're in checkmate. How will you leave? I have made a mistake. You have indeed. I'm sure he's having fun. Soon they would all arrive at the USJ, where Aizawa greeted Vlad, and things looked fine until a familiar Deku! Before he could say anything, Midoriya just instinctively pulled out the Gashon breaker and just whacked Bakugo on his head while he tried to lunge at him. Am I in trouble? No, I hate him a lot. Congratulations, you're my favorite now. Eh! That's all Class 1A can make. That's the only sound they can make. Alright, well, we'll wait until he recovers, but let this be a lesson to you all. What's the lesson? Blunt force trauma is an effective tool. Don't doubt it. Hey, that's what my friend says. You have a good friend. So as much as I don't like it, you can all socialize. We're being encouraged to promote teamwork rather than rivalries. After an incident. I still can't believe all of that. And all that remained was a pineapple. Mm-hmm. And then the classes began to mingle. Monoma tried to do his witness us, Class 1A! Your superior versions have arrived. Until he got whacked by Kendo. Could you teach me that sometime? Oh yeah, sure, no worries. Thanks. And as I was saying, classes begin to socialize. Ochako actually went to Midoriya and thanked him for saving her. And he just said, no, it's no worries. But then Ida came along. You! The wizard! You could predict the future! What? Wait, you're not a magician? No, what made you think that? You just disappeared out of nowhere and I just assumed that was your quirk. I've been making a fool of myself. There, don't worry. But needless to say, I am ashamed that I didn't realize that we would be graded on rescue points. As a person who wishes to be a hero, I am ashamed, and therefore you are superior to me. Please accept my most humblest of apologies. It's fine, really. Maybe what I did was odd. I didn't really have much social interactions. I must apologize for that. You must have been very uncomfortable with my presence. It's fine that Tenya Ida. Of the Ida family? Exactly. How did you know? It's in the name. Ida. Ida Agency. How have I not realized that until now? Yeah. Anyways, eventually Bakugo came to and Aizawa gave him a "You control yourself, you're not a dog. If you want to be one, the dog show is 10 blocks that way." Of course, Bakugo was mumbling and stuff. And soon they would all enter the USJ, where 13 would give her speech on quirks and danger. And then the lights flicker. And we all know what happens next. The Leagues of Villains shows up. Where's All Might? I brought so many friends to play with him, and he didn't bother to show up. Young Master, I suggest you can't. Shut up, Kurogiri! You know how long I had to wait? You know how much work this took? Doesn't look like it took much work if you just bought the DLC, you idiot. Someone dares use gaming phrases against me? Who is this man? I wish to fight him. No one. It's your voice. You're conscious. You're a bad person. Wait a minute, it's that kid up there! Kurogiri, fetch me their souls. I can't physically fetch souls, but I'll scatter them. Still get paid enough for it. Midoriya, what were you thinking? Relax. That was just a distraction. A distraction for what? Oh, I just broke these stuff. What are these? Energy items? They give you power-ups like video games. Wow! Manly! What does this one do? Wait, don't touch it! I feel like a balloon. Hey, I'm fine now. Yeah, some of these are, thankfully I mostly got positive ones. And it's a shame you won't be using them. Everyone turns and sees Kurogiri, ready to beat you with some linguine. ah, greetings. We are the League of Villains. And unfortunately, we had to invade your precious school, as we wish to execute All Might. Before he can finish, Midoriya used one of the energy items. Emission. Yeah, I had to pull up the wiki just to make sure I got the names right. Sorry for all the instances I called strength up. I mean muscle strength up, I do apologize. This blinded everyone, but either felt like something was in, I don't know, felt like something activated in him, like he got more faster. Run to the door and escape! I gave you enough things that you can break the sound barrier, but I can't do it, you idiot! Without wasting the time, Ida blitzes to the door and pries it open to get back up. Urgh. Persistent pests, be gone! And with that, everyone scattered like in cannon. Except Midoriya here took the initiative and got someone out. Now, I'm not gonna go into details on the whole zones or that, not everything happens like in canon. But with class 1B and air filling in some places. Okay, sorry, I'm just... But let's cut to what you all want to see. Nomu versus X8. So, where do we cut to? Oh yeah, the Nomu punching Aizawa into the ground, while Vlad King is knocked unconscious. How do you like him? His name is Nomu. And he is our bioengineered anti-symbol of peace. Such a shame I had to use him so early. But no matter. Nomu, kill... Before he could say anything, a large hand stretches out and pulls Aizawa away. Shigaraki, already annoyed as it is, turns to see some pink armored guy and a frog and a bald tiny person. With accompanied by a guy with a manga panel for a face. Nomu, get them! And so the Nomu charges at light speed. And it looks like he's about to connect. And Midoriya gets ready, but then he is heard. I am here! That's right! Smash! With that, the Nomu moves is stopped, but not flung away because of shock absorption. Oh my, you're here! Change your plans, Nomu. Kill him. Oh my, are you okay? I am fine, X8. Thanks to your quick thinking, the others should be here soon. I'll do what I can to defeat you villains. Good luck with that. Nomu is engineered to kill you. Shock absorption and regeneration. Oh, should I reveal my strategy? Then you need my help. Shh. Play the mold. Are you sure? Don't worry. You block, I attack. Haven't done much tag teams. Let's do this! And so the tag team on Nomu... hold on, no. It's basically a jumpin'. Nomu is focused on killing All Might because it has a one-track mind. However, while All Might blocks, Midoriya just comes in with slashes at its joints. But the regeneration's quite strong. Now, All Might under normal circumstances wouldn't get students involved, but he trusts Midoriya. And besides, he has recovery power-ups recovery energy items. Granted, those haven't helped All Might, but it helps a lot with others. The Gnome keeps trying to land hits, but All Might just focuses on blocking while Midoriya just appears from the back to launch a counterattack. And it's getting quite annoying. For Shigaraki, and the Nomu is slowly being wear down. Slowly but surely. And it seems like it could work. Until... DIE! Bakugo, the idiot, shows up and launches a large explosion. All Might quickly gets out of the way of said blast. Young Bakugo, what are you doing? Isn't it obvious? Dealing with the problem. Before he can finish, the Noble just goes, "Get your ace out of here," and just backhands him. Gah! I give that a 7. Now, any more interruptions? No? Okay. Yep. Before he can finish, Todoroki shows up and encases Tonomu in ice. We won't let you defeat the symbol of peace. This is annoying. Nomu, deal with him. With that, the Nomu changes its targets to Todoroki. It breaks off its own leg and charges at him. He tries to launch more ice, but it isn't working. That Nomu is on a mission. All Might then comes in to block and then launch a counterpunch. The Nomu absorbs it. Young Todoroki, step back. But with our combined strength, this thing is not like any other villain you'll face. If you insist, however, please keep your distance. Offer support. Fine. I don't like it. And with that, Todoroki now joins in this combo. Or it would be, but he's not exactly good at teamwork. He often launches ice before Midoriya can launch his counterattack, which ends up disrupting things, but eventually they get the timing down. And the Nomu is being slowly weighed down, to the point where All Might's punch knocked him back. No! Nomu! I don't care what it takes, destroy them all! And with that, the Nomu begins bulking up. I didn't say that was its only quirks. Damn it, it's difficult as it is. Now we have to deal with more? Yes, now you have to deal with... Before anyone can finish what they're saying, or the Nomu could finish what he's doing, a large crash is heard. And a large slam. And a large dust appears. And a figure. And then the dust slowly dissipates. Who is this secret boss? What the? Is that Midoriya? No, wait, I'm here, but... Another rider? Not saying anything, this mysterious newcomer just steps on the Nomu's head with all his might, crushing its brain. No! Nomu was supposed to be invincible! You cheater! But the figure doesn't pay any attention. Just looking around. Observing his new... Emu. Emu! Without saying anything... Hold on. As soon as he said that... It's a blink and you'll miss a moment. He suddenly appears right in front of Xaid. I keep calling him Midoriya, I do apologize. Sorry, it's just not in the groove. And one thing everyone can say is, he's fast. Who is the... Before Xaid can conclude his conclusions, this figure punches him so hard he begins bouncing Like, you know how Rob Lucci was punched by Gear 5 Luffy and that kind of thing. And he crashes into all. Erkside! Bow down, immortals! Your god has returned! I don't know who you are, but I won't let you harm these students! You really think you can defeat me? God damn Kurito! I'm literally standing up. It sounds like goddamn. Silence, you worm! With that, he rears up a punch and suddenly appears in front of Bakugo and uppercuts him into the moon. No! With that, All Might runs in, but goddamn Kurito, aka Kamen Rider Gem, blocks his puny attempts. You really think you can land a hit on your god? Fool. I should probably describe what he's doing. Yeah, he's punching All Might's weak spot. He's strong. He's beating up All Might. Just imagine it's manga saying that, or just someone else. And goddamn Kurito is on a roll. Todoroki launches a flurry of ice, but Kurito stands atop of him. So kind of you to provide me a throne. But unfortunately, cracks the ice with just one step. My throne is my foot in your face! And with that, he connects a rider kick onto Todoroki, sending him crashing into a wall. Come on, Emu! Come on! Fight me! Fight me! I want my rematch against you! There's only room for one villain, and that's me! Shigaraki successfully landed a hand on Kurito. And Kurito begins decaying. What? No! My godly image! Defiled by a mere mortal! I'm faded away! Did I just become the hero? No, that's stupid. He decayed him. No matter. I'll just... And as on cue, a pipe with the words continues pops open. And at this time, Midoriya has also gotten up and is now witnessing this. Your god has returned from the grave again! You cannot kill me! What? How? Lives. Extra lives. Get on my level. But alas, nice debuff. Here's mine! Quickly, he summons the Gashikon sickles of what? I don't remember the name. The sickles that turn into a bow, and quickly appears in front of Shigaraki, and then slices his arms off. You really think I would give you the advantage of using your power again? Don't make me laugh. Now, before our god Kurito can continue, Xaid gets back up and after using some recoveries and an iron, quickly tries to launch a slash, but Kurito blocks it without even looking. I see you awake, Emu. Emu, I'm not him! Lies! I sense that you're Emu. You're Xaid. He's the only one who was stupid enough to be wearing that outfit. Wait a minute. You're Kurito, Kamen Rider Gem, and the creator of the gadgets. Of course I am, Emu. You know me. Have you really forgotten about me? Like I said, I'm not Emu! Too bad! I don't care. With that, goddamn Kuruto knees him in the stomach before launching a roundhouse kick to the face, which sends him flying. All Might then appears to catch him. Are you okay? Every bone in my body hurts. I've, I've only heard Pardo mention him once. I thought he was afraid because he's scary. He didn't tell me he had a god complex. Well, we can't do much. Yes, you can't do much. Ever since I figured out how to make it infinite, I've been immortal for all eternity! Before he can finish, however, he gets hit by something. Wait a minute, is that... He sees an axe, similar to the one Parado used. Don't worry, everyone! Help and Parado have arrived! Looks like I'm... Is that... Kuruto? Parado! My old friend! Have you come to witness your god's rebirth? How... you... Extra lives. Oh my god, he says extra lives. I thought those were gone. Nope. Watch as I defeat Emu and reclaim my title as the greatest in the world. I don't even have that title. Kurdo, that's not Emu, that's a different person. Emu's dead. Lies. If he's dead, why is Brave alive? What? Brave is also alive. Unfortunately, he escaped. Why are you telling me this? You won't believe me! If Brave's alive, Emu must be! Now! Before our glorious god can continue, electric shock is emitted. What? Cool down? No. You win this round, Emu, but I'll have my revenge. And with that, Kuruto just turns into Data and disappears. Teachers, rescue the other students. Parado, with me. Alright. And with that, the teachers go and rescuing Kaden. And then everyone... Meanwhile, Nezu and Parado meet up. Midoriya, you okay? You didn't tell me. You said... Hold on, get your words. You mentioned him and you were afraid. I thought it was because he was scary. You didn't tell me he was insane! Look, I don't want to remember that. But if Emma was to have... Oh god, everything hurts. Relax. I don't know how he's alive. Granted, it's probably because he had access to Dangerous Zombie. That made him effectively immortal. But he wasn't using that. He was just using Mighty Action X like you were. I'm still here. Yeah, whatever you say, Heteromatic. Todoroki pouts. But if he's using the same thing as him, why is he pink but the guy evil? Different versions, like different versions of a game. Huh? What's a game? Oh my god, you sweet innocent child. Look, as much as I want to continue this, we should probably get Midoriya to a hospital. Or at least recovery girl. And also the other students and possibly therapy. Nice axe. Oh thanks, it was my old weapon. Had Melissa make it since I don't think she can make my gadget anytime soon. Yeah. Young Midoriya, stay with me! I'm just trying to sleep. Oh, so. And so the USJ incident was. Well, it was goddamn Kuruto, wasn't it? But in the distance, someone is observing. Huh. Didn't expect it to be that brutal. You have a long way to go, Midoriya. Unlike my one. You have to actually really do stuff. I better get going. If Kuroto's here, anything could be possible. And yeah, that section of the recording was the only instance of me standing up to act. Only goddamn Kuroto could. Anyways, this is the end of part 1 of What If Deku Was Kamen Rider X8. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still beating myself up about not refreshing my knowledge on X8. So, I could have gotten many things wrong. Also, another thing to let you guys know is I only had 4 hours of sleep. This is a recording I got done today in just one go. Yeah, not like over a day and then do it the next day and struggle to finish it. Nah! So, I do apologize if it's not up to the normal standards. It's just 4 hours of sleep combined with the fact that I had to take some breaks in the recording to get this finished. Really took a toll on me. So I'm sorry if certain events weren't covered. I do apologize for that. But I do admit, at the beginning of this recording, I felt like, okay, this is going good. Second part, third part, okay, I'm actually going insane. Fourth part, oh god, I gotta stop doing that. Lest I lose my voice. So, yeah. Also, some of you probably noticed a specific character who's shown up. I wonder what he'll do. For more information, just look up the fanfic If Only I Wasn't Late. It's one I made and it's on Wattpad. It's an MHA crossover with Kamen Rider X8. That's all I'm gonna reveal. Anyways, yeah. This recording's probably the longest one I did, but let me just quickly check. Do 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 up 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 up. Oh yeah, it's actually the longest one because it beats What If Deku Was Kamen Rider Hope episode 2. Anyways, yeah. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions on how I should take this story. Because I'm gonna be honest, I have dug myself into a hole with what I've written so far. Actually, no way, I just say stuff. I just say what comes to my mind and come up with the story there. Also, I apologize if my mere mortal presence was not able to capture our god's magnificent performance. Oh god, I gotta lie down after this. Alright, I'm gonna edit this and then get this done with. So yeah, bye.